Millions of men, women, and children are new to being homeless in America. Their challenges to have a home and a job and a normal life are just as difficult as those people who've lived on the streets for years. This is Skid Row. Kishona Simpson and her 2-year-old son are new to being homeless. Living on Skid Row for just 1 week, she and the baby slept under a tree in fear for their lives. Unlike many of these men and women, Kishona and her son are now in a shelter, hoping for a fresh start on life.
So where being down here makes me uncomfortable, I feel just as homeless as everybody else. Like, I've never known to see people stand in line for a plate of food, you know, for shoes or clothes. I'm used to shopping at the mall like everybody else. You know, I've been to Everest College. I've graduated from massage therapy. I graduated from high school. I've been in my own apartment since I was 15. I've stayed in Galveston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? And I never thought at the end of the day I would be downtown on Skid Row.
The faces of Skid Row are changing. Young children are everywhere. These families who had jobs and normal lives are now on the street. This woman's husband is a veteran with no job. She feeds 2 children at this shelter every day.
We're seeing a new face of homelessness. There are more families. We have our Bridge program. We also have our Mommy and Me program on Saturday mornings, which is well attended. But yeah, we definitely, you know, people, they fall sometimes through the cracks of society, and we're here to help pick them up and dignify them and give them hope and help give them the future.
This is a brighter day for the 3,000 people who will eat today. The Los Angeles Mission takes no state or federal funding. They operate only on private donations.
We're doing more services with less actual funds. We are seeing the numbers rise, and we're doing nearly up into the upper 500,000, nearly 600,000 meals a year. And if you put that in perspective, in 2007 we did 509,000 meals. So it is growing, and people need help, and it's pretty incredible that we're able to do that. We actually are doing more with less, so it can be tough, but we're trying to be as efficient as possible.
It's a community involvement. It can't just be private philanthropy. It can't just be government. It has to be everybody working together, because there are persons who truly need services, those with mental illness and so forth, where we believe that the government can play a role, but they also need services that the government's not very good at. It's the living life, it's the community, it's the hope that doesn't come from a building.
And I don't want you to look at me, this is my assistant Sabrina.
So what we do here at the Mission is try to engage all those aspects. We reach into the soul of individuals, we look into the community, we bring together private donors, we bring them together with some of the government services that are available, but also with the expectation that it's not a permanent need in most cases, it's a temporary need that needs to be met, because we want them to go on and be self-sufficient. We want to encourage that sense of self-independence that perhaps is missing or has gotten lost in our society, where I may need temporary help, I may be able to help you today, but I'm not going to become dependent on you. I'm not going to become entitled by you. And there's a philosophy that says if you do it once, it's great, but if you do it 2 or 3 or 4 times, it becomes a concept of entitlement.
Paul Buse is 7 months into the mission's 1-year program.
Whenever I first decided to come here to the mission, it was actually because I had that day done weed, spice, and about 3 pitchers of beer, and landed myself on the sidewalk in LA. And I got kicked out of the previous program and was told they had the best food.
He's wiped out debts, drugs, and alcohol with their help. Now he sees his future clearly. If it takes a village to raise a child, the Los Angeles Mission shows what a community can do to help the homeless back to a healthy, normal life. This is Kathleen Rush Hall, Los Angeles.